for some context on this video was something we wanted to do quite a while ago in a different form. It was originally going to be Demon King Rance versus Bedman, because, you know, those were, like, our old icons, so it would be cool to have them fight.
Yeah, we would see, oh, what a death battle!
It's gonna be a death battle! But we have since retired those forms. But, like, I still really, really want to talk about Demon King Rance, because he's just such a nonsense character.
It's less that he's a nonsense character, and that the Rance universe is so nonsense that you need to, like, figure out how you actually quantify any of this.
Yeah.
So, the Rance universe is, like, driven by the Planner system, a set of game mechanics made by one of the three supreme gods, Planner, in order to keep everything in a perpetual MMORPG game balance loop that he would not need to update much of ever. There were, like, 3 major revisions for the system. There was when it was about the round ones, there was when it was about the dragons, and then it was about humans. With round ones being just complete trash beings, dragons being deliberately overpowered, and humans being just right.
I like the start from round ones to dragons.
Yeah.
Because round ones is like, I made something and I enjoy this. And then Ludo going, this sucks, I hate it. And him getting mad and making dragon. And then the dragons are too busted and Ludo's like, I hate this too.
Like, the problem was less that they were busted, it was that they were too intelligent, so they never fought each other.
Yeah.
And that was boring.
To fight.
And then there's like, alright, fine. Last chance, I'll combine the suffering of everything, and I'll make humans. And it was perfect, and everyone loved it, except for they hated it.
And very early on into the human era, the Demon King Sulal realized that she had a squishy human body. Even with Demon King stats, there was just a huge chance that a bunch of humans would just run up and dogpile her and start kicking the shit out of her.
Oh, you should probably explain what a Demon King actually is, like, in universe.
The Demon King is the final boss of the protagonist race. There was Demon King Kloof for the round ones, Demon King Abel for the dragons, and the first Demon King Sulal for the humans. All of them were just a very strong, buffed up version of what the protagonist race was. But because humans were just... They had much squishier bodies, and they didn't really have the capacity for, like, physical growth. So she had to go down into a wish dungeon and make a wish to Planner to set up the new ground rules for the Demon King. The Demon King would have 1,000 years to cause as much pain, suffering, and despair as possible. And they would be able to do this with an invincibility barrier. Over time, this was once Sulal melted and the new Demon King rose, and the new Demon King was actually capable of putting up a decent fight, Planner quickly realized that having an invincible person who is more aggressive and capable of actually doing things could just result in a complete game over, which would screw over his system. So he made the hero system that would act as a counterbalance, and the hero would be the only one capable of harming the Demon King. Later on, 2 more Demon King piercing weapons were added into the system. The Corrupt Sword Chaos and the Holy Katana Nikao. And additionally, the gods themselves could break the Demon King barrier. So, on a base level, you have the Demon King, who is just a super pumped up version of whatever they were before they were the Demon King, with 1,000 years of invincibility, with a whitelist of things that can actually harm them. Now here comes the question of what actually can stop this outside of the designated things in the Rance universe.
Yeah, like, that's the problem, is that, like, when we were initially discussing the idea of Bedman versus Rance, we quickly realized this stopped being a battle of, like, techniques and abilities, and instead became this weird meta, like, game or universe concept fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you need to consider like what actually counts for what in the outside of the Rance universe. We have very little like information on foreigners going into the Rance universe and foreigners going and characters from the Rance universe leaving their universe. We have one example of this in Rance 10 where you can bring there is an ending where you just bring Miki outside of the Rance world while she's still the Demon King, and she quickly conquers everything because she's invincible there.
Right. Like in our world, most things that are kind of based on like our world just don't really work against like Demon Kings, just because of the nature of the invincibility barrier.
It's a whitelist. It's not like a these things can't hurt these things can't hurt him. It's more of a these things can. And because the Rance world is something that is programmed, it makes it so that way there are only so many things that actually can you need to be on the list. And most things just aren't on the list.
Like, Rance lore is super fascinating to me because it's basically like, in universe, it's a JRPG created by sociopaths. And it's really funny.
And it's interesting that the characters from that JRPG then take their code and bring it with them into other places. Or if you go there, you kind of get infected with the code?
Yeah.
For lack of a better word?
We have two examples of this with Kentaro, who's been here the whole time since before the series started. Kentaro's such a good boy.
I love Kentaro. He's great. He's
a great jobber, but he's great.
I mean, how much of a jobber can he be when he's a non-hero Demon King Slayer?
Slayer's a strong word.
I mean, he killed...
He took care of, like, one, maybe two guys.
I mean, he still killed the guy.
Yeah. The hero before... We don't know too much about the hero before Arios, and Arios was the hero during Miki's time period.
Okay, because that was my wonder when I heard about Kentaro killing the last Demon King, is did Kentaro cuck Arios out of his adventure?
No, because Arios' adventure was to kill Miki, and Arios couldn't bring himself to do it, because he saw Miki was just an innocent girl who wasn't too aware of what her powers was, and just wanted out of this. He's like, I can't do this. So then Arios went home and didn't do anything.
How Arios?
And then Arios realized he should have done something, but that's a story for another time.
With Arios, that also talks more and more about gaming this system and how it works.
Arios reveals another thing about the Demon King barrier, because the Hero Sword Escudo can only... It pierces the Dark Lord barrier and the Demon King barrier at different levels.
Dark Lords, by the way, are like minions of the Demon King.
Yeah, Dark Lords, Fiends,
they also
Demons.
Have... No, please. We're just going to call them Dark Lords and Demon Kings. And we're just going to ignore... We're gonna
ignore the big 4 kids over the horizon?
Oh yeah, we're just gonna ignore the shit out of that. 30% of humanity being dead, the power to kill Dark Lords is unlocked. At 50%, the power to kill Demon Kings is unlocked. This shows that these barriers are programmed into the game as two separate entities. So, things that we know, alright, this cheated its way out of a Dark Lord barrier, but could it cheat its way out of the Demon King barrier? Generally, I'm going to calculate most of that the same.
It's probably because the Dark Lord barrier was probably introduced way after when a Dark Lord was first made. The Demon King went, well, he sucked, give him a barrier or something. Mm-hmm. And so, time to program that in.
This is actually something that's been mentioned in canon.
Oh.
When Nunohara, when she's talking about the Hero Blade Escudo and the Demon King barriers, this is one of the few translated bits of information about Rance 10. She says, rumor has it when Cablus found out that he had an invincibility barrier, he pumped his fist in the air and said, yeah.
I did it!
No one can beat me up anymore. He was so happy.
Who made Cablus a Dark Lord?
Kloof.
Okay.
That's why Cablus looks up to Kloof and thinks that Kloof is the perfect embodiment of what a Demon King is. and he wants to be just like him when he grows up.
I can imagine Cliff blasts his up and then goes away, and Cables does like a little fist pump, like, yeah, I did it!
And then another thing I know about Rance 10 is that at the end, in the ending where you defeat the blood memories, and part of that involves defeating the memory of Kloof, Cables is just watching from a distance, making a little Vegeta monologue to himself, like, oh, even now.
You were the best. You were the best, Kloof.
The barriers work on different levels then.
Yeah, barriers work on different levels, and we have a very limited list of ways to get around that. Besides using the designated demon-killing weapons, there's also reflecting the user's own attacks back at them. This is shown with the backstory of Fletcher Modal, who appears in Rance 3, who had level 3 unarmed fighting and achieved Ultra Instinct, which allowed him to fight the Dark Lord Kite to a draw, as he was able to just Ultra Instinct reflect Kite's attacks back at him.
So he literally won by stop hating yourself.
Yeah. So, if Dante from the Devil May Cry series manages to get that perfect Royal Guard off constantly, then yeah, he could chip Demon King Rance to death if he just could keep up those Royal Guards on him.
Now, does a demon-killing weapon need to be specifically programmed?
Yes.
Or if a weapon in another lore has demon-killing capabilities?
We don't know too much about this. We do see we don't know too much about this because there's very little like cameo characters with a demon-killing weapon going into Rance World.
That's fair. I'm talking more like with the obvious example being like Dragon Slayer, which is covered in so much demon blood that it cuts on an astral plane.
Yeah, we don't know too much about that.
Okay.
But given how things are like flagged by Planner to work, I assume it still needs to be flagged by Planner to work. And that's where the question comes in. Like, how can you quantify these game mechanics when applied to things outside of the universe?
I mean, you could quantify it by it being sort of a mod over Planner's code, because that's easy to code in. Like, Bethesda releases a lot of games.
I don't think Planner is okay with the idea of you modding his engine.
Yeah, not many people are. Not many people are.
Fuck, now I'm just imagining Planner is just Todd Howard.
I mean, yeah, how many like Bethesda games released with the one of the first things out is killable children mods in that game that just rewrite how the game works.
Oh,
unkillable or killable Demon King mod.
Killable Demon King mod, or this weapon kills the Demon King because we say so.
Oh goddamn!
Can Heaven's Door get past the Demon King barrier?
The Demon King barrier will register anything that's considered a threat as a threat and block it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Gold Experience Requiem, to where, like, if the Demon King or the barrier itself considers it an aggressive action, then it's just like, nope.
Okay, because but what if Rohan writes on himself, "I'm not affected by Planner's rules"?
Oh shit! Okay, let's discuss this one.
Would that also affect like your stats and also prevent you from doing damage? Now I don't have an attack stat. I've become an NPC. Oh no.
Yeah, like if you make it so that you're not affected by the rules, it's kind of like just removing yourself from the system.
True,
yeah.
I guess
like you would
that wording specifically, but like I count as a demon killing weapon.
Yeah, you would also need to like touch your stats. Like characters that are rewriting reality, they could find a way to just properly flag themselves as a demon killing weapon, give themselves sufficient stats, and sufficient stats is a big one because Demon King Rance still has no level cap.
That's true. Demon King
we should probably talk a little bit more about like Rance himself.
So Rance has no level cap because he is a glitch in the Planner system that has gotten way out of control.
Because Ludo likes him.
Yeah, he's Ludo's favorite character, so this glitch stays in the game. Ludo likes wave dashing. Any character that would just be all like, this character is physically stronger and could outlast Demon King Rance, then you could be like, well, sure, Demon King Rance at this level, but because he has like quantifiable stats, he has a power level, and you could just scale that upwards, increasing his defense, attack, speed, charisma, intelligence, magic.
Rance using magic would be weird.
Additionally, Rance is extremely talented with the sword, having level 2 sword skill, and as a Demon King, having level 3 sword skill.
Which is a big deal, because, like, everybody in, like, the Rance universe has, like, a kind of a cap to what they're capable of. Like, the Rance universe is so fucked up, because in a way, like, what you are, unless you're just a weird glitch in the system, is already, like, pre-programmed. Like, if you suck, there's not a whole lot of less suck that you can achieve.
And a lot of people have skill levels that are of no use to them.
Yeah.
This shows up a lot in Hellman, because everyone in Hellman is in the wrong place. There's farmers who should be warriors, there's warriors who should be farmers, there's Convert Tax who's a fucking freak. And characters have skill levels on a scale of 1 to 3, with technically 0 as well. 0 being like you can try but you'll suck. And if it's magic, like you can't even try. You have level 1 where you would be considered like an expert by today's standards. Like a level 1 unarmed fighter would be considered like a black belt martial artist at their peak.
Okay.
A level 2 skill level is when you start to get into your like anime stuff starts to happen. A level 2 unarmed combat specialist could throw a Hadouken or something.
Or like with level 2 talking, you could literally talk your way in any situation at that point.
You have like speech 100, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have level 3s where it starts to get so good it's borderline reality warping what you're doing. Annie can just create her own planes of existence, mostly on accident, and also blow holes through them, mostly on accident.
Miracle can just willingly go between dimensions, from what I've been told.
Yeah. She finds Attack on Titan, and that's cool.
She's also a super chuny, and thinks that, if I remember correctly, she creates spells that she pretends are way stronger than they're supposed to be still, even though she could just create the stronger spells.
Miracle is a being of nonsense from what I've been told, because she is absurdly powerful and is only held back by her imagination, which is already very silly.
It seems like if you're born with a level 3 in something, you get some... Not if you're upgraded to a level 3 in some way, but if you're born with a level 3, you're defected in some way.
Yeah. Am Eastwell had level 3 conversation and started a death cult. So that's neat. So level 3 skills are nonsense. Level 3 unarmed combat is Ultra Instinct from Dragon Ball. So
like,
Rance
you just do it.
Yeah. Rance as the Demon King has level 3 sword. We don't have too much to quantify this, but we can just assume like he can fucking slice it. Any way you slice, he can slice it.
Haven't there only been like 2 level 3 sword people in all of Rance?
There have, and one of them isn't even canon.
Oh.
Yeah. Additionally, as the Demon King, Rance has access to level 2 magic, like out of nowhere, and he has access to the curses of the Demon King. We've seen 2 of these. We have the Eternal Ice, which is ice that will never melt and he can just trap people in it, and Eternal Pain, which causes you to suffer a new, exciting, painful sensation all the time forever.
Oh, nice. Just eternal pain. Not that big of a deal.
And like even when you run out of places in your body to feel pain in a new way, I think it just makes up new places.
How do you even deal with that?
Oh,
like
God,
even if you're Goku, eternal pain like still fucks you up.
It's like, oh God, my fucking wing. You don't have one of those.
I know.
It hurts. Oh, just cut my wing off. What wing? Just cut it off.
Yeah, eternal punishment is one of the worst things you
Eternal
can.
punishment.
That's one of the worst sufferings you can inflict on a person.
Yeah. So you can't physically hurt Demon King Rance, but maybe like you could make him feel emotional pain. like you could talk shit and he would feel
So
it.
can Nanashi and his crew shit talk Rance into depression, and then he loses his powers like in their game?
They cannot, because Demon King Rance is not in control of what he's doing. He is
Oh, no.
driven solely by the Demon King's blood, which is basically just running a violent program.
Yeah, like, so here's the secret twist, is that the Demon Kings are, like, a secondary problem. The fucking blood they have is, like, the prime issue.
Like, you can't even mentally affect him because the blood is just acting on its violent final boss instinct.
So you might actually make him stronger by making Rance less in control.
Yeah, because now the blood's more in control. And the blood's just programmed to make people suffer as much as possible. Just like, kill them, just torture them, just make them have a bad time forever. So he can just keep on doing that.
Right, and the blood is something that, like, mentally is really hard to deal with, because, like, Rance became the Demon King with, like, the intention of, like, not making people suffer, and he still ended up making people suffer.
He could hold it off for 2 years, and after a while, he was able to stave it off for another few.
First year was fine, second year was fine, third year nearly snapped, and like those next 5 were like him bringing in women and stuff. And doing his Rance thing to try to keep him sane.
We have one interesting case with the Demon King blood, though, with Demon King Demon King G, whatever. Because he had split personality disorder, and the Demon King blood had no idea what to do about that. So he was basically able to nearly perfectly suppress himself for the most part.
So is the problem, like, the blood had a hard time keeping up with which personality it was supposed to dominate?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just saying here, these fucking millennials dealing with Demon King Yi and Demon King Miki, they had it too easy. All the Demon Kings before that were hardcore motherfuckers who would torture the shit out of the dominant race.
Jill was the one that
Jill was a fucking problem.
Jill was a fucking genius is what she was.
She prevented the hero system from ever triggering because she would just force the people to breed to keep the population numbers high. So humanity's technically winning.
These human farms that use the textbook definition of humans are winning.
Yeah. Technically the human numbers are way up. They're winning, guys.
Yeah, she was a problem. She was a serious problem. And they didn't even kill her. That's the weird part.
Yeah. They just sort of, like, locked her up. In canon, what ends up taking Demon King Rance down is him coming to his senses and God saying, enough is enough, I'm taking this blood out of him. And then they just take the blood out of him using their god powers.
And then people beat up the blood.
So admin control can beat up the blood.
Admin control can beat up the blood.
Okay.
But then the admin just then becomes the new super Demon King, with all the previous Demon Kings just growing out of it like a fucking tumor. And then Rance is all like, well, I'm cleaning this up. while his kids are all like, Dad, are you sure about this? And then Rance is like, no. And then he does it anyways.
Are you sure about this? I'm sure about one thing. Get me my sword.
Are you sure about this? No. Then he doesn't. So after like going over what can and cannot do things to him, we have a very small list of things that outside of the Rance universe that can actually deal with the Demon King. And that's admin control, reality warping bullshit, and like Ultra Instinct, Royal Guard, Reflect stuff.
Yeah, because like Demon Kings and Dark Lords can hurt each other. At least Dark Lords can hurt other Dark Lords.
And they can hurt each other, but like you aren't going to be doing as much damage. from a Dark Lord to a Demon King.
So if you were to get, I mean, like, obviously Rance has his infinite level cap, but say you were, like, your level cap Dark Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, like, what's the closest Dark Lord that could do damage enough to Rance that would hurt him at least a little bit?
Okay, let me just bring out a comparison here.
Okay.
Cablus had, like, what, 50 HP in Kichikyo Rance?
I think it was like 50, yeah.
Miki had, what, 30,000?
Yeah.
Miki's level 1, was it?
I think so.
And Cablus is level 255?
All right, I'm getting the impression that
There's a bit of a difference in scale going on. And Cablus is like the most powerful Dark Lord, also.
Brutal King. What a game.
Someone should really remake that in Sengoku Rance's engine.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Especially if it came out the same time that the game was released in America.
Oh man, that'd be great. Like at least starting it would be fun.
Yeah, like maybe a multiplayer mod of some sort would be cool.
Like it would tie you over.
Yeah, it would even have its own endings and stuff.
Yeah. Also, if also almost forgot, if your plan was, I'll just lock the Demon King in a different dimension. There, can't do shit now. Demon Kings can open up dimensional portals.
Rance could probably just Yamato his way back anywhere.
You can't seal him. You can't keep the man down. If you have stamina. If you are not a reality warper and you have stamina, you aren't beating him.
And conventional durability is no good because he can just cut through, like,
conventional armors and stuff.
Yeah.
Royal Guard, then.
Yeah, bro. You gotta Royal Guard. You gotta time it right. You gotta look for those tells. Make sure.
Tool assisted Dante always Royal Guards at the correct time.
You gotta look up Demon King Rance's frame data, but you only got one shot at figuring what that is.
No, you see, when Dante and Rohan Kishibe team up, Rohan will get the frame data, and Dante will deal with it.
Yo, he just has to write I Royal Guard perfectly into Dante.
Oh shit. Oh god, Dante becomes busted at that point. Nothing can hurt him.
No, because Dante only has so much, like, energy in the day. Or he's like... Then he needs to drink a monster.
Yeah, so it's hard to think of people who have that level of privilege who aren't already busted god tier characters.
Yeah. Like, you need to be literal god tier reality warpers, or, like, capable of fighting endlessly with a defensive style to go up against him.
Yeah, like, you need to have, like, an ultimate defense.
Yeah. And even then, that ultimate defense needs to be something that is not tied to, like, an actual defensive stat. Because anything that is stat-based, you can just say, yeah, but Rance can be, like, levels higher.
Okay, but what if the stat is none to basically mean it's infinity, and can reduce Rance's level cap to 0?
Are you talking about Gold Experience Requiem?
I might be talking about Gold Experience Requiem. Now, the issue with this is it's the case of the unstoppable force meets the immovable objects.
But it's two immovable objects.
Two immovable objects moving at unstoppable forces.
Yeah, they're just Demon King Rance and Giorno T-pose sliding into each other.
And then they kiss.
The barrier is kissing. Gold Experience Requiem.
The Universe Arcana count as admin privileges? Because if you get to rewrite the universe...
Yep, I think that would count under, like, admin privileges.
So, Giorno and Minato Persona 3 protagonists, I don't fucking care.
They can tie.
They can tie or admin.
They can tie or admin. Let's see, fucking Sans Undertale can't do shit.
No, Sans Undertale has 1 hit point.
Yeah, he's not doing anything.
Yeah, dude, Sans does that thing where he attacks Rance with all those attacks at the very beginning, and Rance just does the one swipe. It's literally one hit kill Sans.
Rance is, despite being tied to a system, is also in some ways exempt from his own system somehow. Because the hero of his era, Gamalk, grinds up by killing humanity. He does his little Undertale genocide route, and then he goes to confront the Demon King. Rance kills him super hard and throws him off of a mountain. But the hero code in him triggers and reanimates his corpse.
Okay.
He ends up like a weird zombie.
Is he sentient still?
No.
Okay.
He experiences brain death, as
Alright,
well
so-
as like physical death, but like his body's still moving on automatic kill mode.
So that thing, if given enough time, is like the $1 million, but a snail will chase you, and if it touches you, you die.
Not even,
Not even.
because Rance could still just do the same thing he did 5 minutes ago.
Shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, what if he reaches god tier demon killing sword? He's somehow managed to kill all but 4 humans.
And then, as the very slow zombie man inches up towards Demon King Rance, and then Rance just kicks him down again.
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, the only thing that gets better is the sword, really.
That's true.
So, like, even if I go fight Rance and I have the sword, it doesn't really matter. I'm fucked either way.
Yeah, I guess
Because then it just becomes, like, an actual battle.
Yeah, I guess that I was sort of presenting a monkey and typewriter scenario, but then I forgot that he has limited time, so that
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Has
took it by
anyone ever
surprise.
tried traveling back in time to kill the Demon King right as they were crowned?
We have precedent for time travel with Shizuka and Rance too,
Okay.
but not for killing the Demon King. And even then, like, this is Rance at his prime becoming the Demon King.
That's true. I was
Yeah, that's kind of like cheating. That's like asking, like, if Trunks went back in time and killed Baby Goku, did he beat Ultra Instinct Goku?
Yes,
Like, no,
absolutely.
like, no, he just cheated.
He also
Like-
killed Goku Black. He saved the universe
He did. What a hero.
just by killing a single child.
Even if like you were sufficiently strong enough to deal with a level
I guess
like
she would have to do
200
it.
plus Demon King, when you're brought into the Rance world, you are given a level cap. You are given skill levels. When you are fighting Demon King Rance, you need to play by his fucking rules, and if you don't play by those rules, you're getting the curse.
Oh god.
The infinite pain curse.
Yeah, that's always the issue, is that his infectious DNA, in a sense.
Infectious universe. If you get isekai'd into the Rance world, you know
Okay.
what you're doing for the rest of your life.
Alright, now, this isn't really a kill, because it would just fuck him up. What if you creamed or the handed him? This implies that you're able to get there, like Rohan writes, immune to the...
I don't think it would get through the barrier.
No, that's what I mean. Like, ignoring the barrier for a second, because we have these characters exist in a universe where someone with admin privileges could grant them access through the barrier, in a sense.
Okay.
If Cream or the hand hit Demon King Rance, what would that do?
Well, we don't know what it would do because we don't know where things hit by the hand go.
Well, no, it's we don't know exactly where they go. We know they go to another universe. Has anyone ever tried dividing the Demon King among universes?
I think that, like, he could just universe himself back together. The blood just, like, no. I'm
Yeah, like, I would assume, like, let's just say you chop off his leg and his leg is in Universe B. The whole rest of the blood would still be aware of the presence of the other blood.
Mhm.
And then Rance could just, like, pop it back.
Yeah. Just portal appears, leg back. Because remember, level 2 magic, that probably definitely includes some healing spell or something.
Okay.
And we do have precedents for this because both Kentaro and Rizna brought back by the Demon King's blood.
Fiends get that super heal factor.
Yeah. Fiends have a healing factor. So the Archfiend must also have a healing factor.
A really good healing factor.
So it's like if you are not admin privilege mode, you are dealing with a stalemate. If you have admin
a stalemate
privileges,
at best.
yeah. And you see, in an average fight against the Demon King, you have a 33 and a 33%.
33% chance. But I have a 66 and 6% chance because the other guy, he doesn't have a chance. He has no chance, so I take all of his chance.
And he's not even gonna try. If you are bound by, like, your own actual fighting ability to fight things, then you are at a stalemate at best. If you have some sort of god-level powers, you better hope your god-level powers are capable of surpassing Planner's perfect system. Otherwise, like, it's all for nothing.
Now, actually, that'd be really dangerous now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
If Demon King Rance was in the presence of Chariot Requiem. Because they could pull Rance out of there, but his body is still full of demon blood.
Then that would just mean there's no consciousness.
Well, even if you put another conscious in there, they're just gonna get taken over by the blood.
Yeah, the worst part about that is, like, you could put another... I mean, you could have Rance out there. He knows... You have Rance back.
Yeah.
He's in some woman's body for some reason.
Yeah, he's in Narancha's body.
I don't know if he'd like that. Though, that makes me wonder... Because one of the busted things about Chariot Requiem is it starts pulling in souls from another universe and starts mixing them with humanity, which happens for a very short period of time, but it starts just fucking everything and overwriting everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, with enough time, could it pull in some cosmic force from another universe that's just busted on all levels that would overcome the Demon King blood?
Theoretically, potentially, but here's my counterpoint to that. Escudo will power down because more souls are being brought in.
That's true.
Instead of being at, like, 30% humanity extinction, we're at negative 30. What does... It's healing the Demon King?
It has a passive buff now? Rance, why did you do this?
It's possible to bring back Rance, and if you can do that, then you can give Rance his control again. At least, like, you'll be fighting him.
I mean, like, if he... He probably doesn't want to die still, though.
Yeah, he's not going to point to himself and be like, kill me.
Kill me right here. I have control.
He's not going to do that. There's so much sex he hasn't had yet.
And the Demon King blood is a program, so you can't really hurt it emotionally. Okay.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
You can't emotionally scar the Demon King blood. You can't.
Yeah,
turn
the
that
blood is just a pool of anger and hate.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the internet hate machine.
It's 4chan, dude.
Oh my god. We found
What do we
him.
know about this Demon King blood?
What do we know about this Demon King blood? Well, it appears it was a rogue programmer or just someone with access to the files.
Just cut it, slice it, however you want to do it. Like, there is a barrier to entry for dealing with this shit. Its biggest strengths are dimensional portal, infinite level cap, big ol' barrier, and being automatic.
Don't forget the eternal pain.
Yeah, like those curses, like, and that's just two of the ones we know about.
Okay, so I guess in conclusion, Demon King Rance is really bullshit, and he's one of those characters that, like, you can't even, like, be like, yeah, but Goku can blow up fourth dimensional things. It's like, you have to have admin rights, and you have to, like, really finagle a way into defeating him. Because there's so many layers of bullshit involved.
Mm-hmm. Like, you could, like, best case scenario, you power up, you're really strong, you're Goku, man. And you instant transmission to Planner, and then you put Planner in a headlock and say, can I punch him now?
Nerf him!
So what you're saying is that Jacob from the Bible can beat Demon King Rance. By putting Planner in a headlock until he gives him a blessing.
Add him to the list.
So we have, like, Gold Experience, Requiem, Dante, and several biblical figures.
Monica.
Monica. She can rewrite the code pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Not good. She might actually make Demon King Rance just a little weirder.
Yeah. Monica's not good at programming. She'll find a way to flag something.
Could someone with information magic level 3 start hacking the universe?
Yes.
Okay.
Pyar did that in Dark Lord barrier, but he was not able to do it to the Demon King.
Okay. So
Yeah.
even level 3s have their limits.
Yeah. He hacked the planet and broke the invincibility barrier for a Dark Lord. And instead of using the new technology he made to benefit humanity, is like immortal.
I did it. It's me.
And then he screwed over humanity forever. And then put his body in his consciousness in a Roomba, and gave the Roomba a gun.
What? I've not heard about this.
Yeah, this is one of the possible routes in Range 10. Pyre puts his mind in a Roomba with a gun and joins your party. I don't know how to trigger this. I just know it can happen.
That's powerful. Roomba Pyre.
With a gun.
I'm just looking at pictures of Roombas with a gun.